Hey everybody, this is MK of Powerlifting University, and today I want to share with you my notes I took while watching Jordan Syatt's maximum squat, press and deadlift seminar. And before I get into that, I need to tell you something. I bought the product in the assumption that it was about maximizing your squat, bench press and deadlift, because Jordan Syatt is a phenomenal powerlifter. So it actually isn't. It's a mobility seminar he's done for a CrossFit gym or at a CrossFit gym, CrossFit box, whatever. So I just think you should know it before you buy it. That being said, there's some real golden nuggets in there, some real good stuff by Jordan, and I want to go over some notes with you that I think you will find useful too. So, like I said, it's a mobility seminar, and Jordan Syatt basically challenge the dogma that everybody needs to do mobility. People say it all the time: if you can't hit depth in the squat, do more mobility. You need more hip mobility or whatever. That's not actually always the case. It could also be a stability problem, not mobility but stability. And for each of the exercises, for the squat, press and deadlift, Jordan Syatt moves you through a few assessments to assess whether it's a mobility issue or a stability issue. And a good example is a bodyweight overhead squat, and if you can't hit depth, then it might be a mobility issue. But if you give that person a small kettlebell or a small plate and let them hold it out in front of them, and they can do a perfect squat at correct depth, then it's not so much a mobility issue but a stability issue. He goes through this for, like I said, for the squat, press and deadlift. Real good stuff in there. He goes on to show you the assessments, the exercises for increased mobility, and then some exercises for stability. But actually, to get more stability, all you need to do is more time under tension. So it's more reps, move slower, increase range of motion. And where I say stability, it's basically core strength. And a good example is people who are squatting with belts. Some people are a lot stronger with a belt, can squat a lot more with a belt, and for some people it doesn't really matter. And for those people who can squat a lot more with a belt, it might actually be a deficiency or a lack, so to speak, of core strength, because with a belt tight you can really push out your abs really hard, create more tension in your core, more stability. So if that makes you lift more weight with a belt, then you might actually also want to do some more core work, ab wheel outs or whatever. So that's one thing I just wanted to share with you. Another one is in the squat, feet straight forward or feet pointed out a little bit. And Jordan Syatt is not a big fan of feet pointed straight forward like Kelly Starrett is, and neither am I. I'm also more a fan of pointing your toes a little bit out, because if you keep your feet pointed straight, you can get a little bit of hip impingement in there, and that's not good. And it's something I wrote about in my squat article in the blog. I'll link it up. And it's nice to see that Jordan and I are on the same page in that issue. So let's see what I got written down for you on the overhead press. Let me see my notes. One eye-opener for me with the overhead press is that it's basically all about core stability or core strength. The tighter your core is, the more you can press, the better you can press. And it's something I sometimes struggle with, and maybe you are the same. And he had a really good cue for this, to engage your glutes and engage your abs. And he basically told, imagine you have pennies up your ass and you don't want them to fall out. I don't know why you would have pennies up your ass, but that's a cue he uses. I don't know if you know Jean-Claude Van Damme, JCVD, and he's famous for the scene during a talk show or whatever, where he cracked a walnut between his ass cheeks. That's the feeling you should go for while doing an overhead press. I also made some notes of a deadlift, last one, just a few more to give you some good info that I got from the seminar, and that will hopefully help you too. So for deadlift stand, that was actually a really good tip. To find your ideal deadlift stance for conventional deadlift, you might want to do a jump and get in your jump stance, because if you need to jump, you need to generate the maximum amount of force you are able to produce in order to jump as high as you can. So if you want to know what your perfect deadlift stand is for conventional deadlift, then just pretend you're jumping and see what your stance is. That's probably the stance you should deadlift with. And the last thing I want to share with you is that the faster you are off the ground with the deadlift, the less work you have to do at lockout. So again, the faster you are off the ground with the deadlift, the less work you have to do at lockout. So you might want to pay some attention on lifting explosively off the bar. I'm not going into too much details about that right here, right now, but if you're interested, just hit me up and I'll give you some good tips. Anyway, these are the tips I got, or some of the tips I got out of Jordan Syatt's seminar, and I suggest you check it out. It's called Maximum Squat, Press and Deadlift Seminar by Jordan Syatt. Again, it's a mobility seminar, not a maximal performance or lifting weights seminar. It's important for you to know, but other than that, it's really good stuff. So I suggest you check it out. I'll talk to you soon.